So at the end of this recording, Corb, you want to break the breaking news?
Mike Trout will have knee surgery, which is not season ending.
But there you go. Your hype train.
Like I said, the hurt was coming.
Stay tuned for the rest of this episode to see why we breathing this up. Anyways, let's get to this intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the brand new episode of the Space City Sports Talk Podcast.
H-Town Triller Sports Talk Podcast.
Astros Edition. I'm the host, Marco Alvarado, a.k.a. SCST Mar, alongside the co-host,
Corben Carter-Dixon here, a.k.a. SCST Corb. What's up, people? And we are back. Your boys are back. The mics are back. We talking smack.
Baby. Actually, no, we're not talking smack. We can't talk smack. If anything, the Astros have been getting smacked around all over the damn place. Embarrassing. Shacked in the fool.
What?
He shacked in the fool.
What?
They shacked in the fool.
Embarrassing.
Literally. Last place in the division, and I think second to last place in the whole MLB.
After the A's won a game recently, I believe we're still last. But the
White Sox don't have a better record than us.
Yeah, they barely won like 4 to 5 games.
Oh my goodness gracious! On top of that, we got All-Stars going down to West Palm Beach, Cacti Park.
Before we get into that,
oh my goodness! Imagine
for a moment, I was gonna rip the Astros a new one and stick it up a place where the sun don't shine, but instead I'm in a different state of mind right now.
You're in a different state of mind.
Yeah, I'm in a different state of mind.
Should you reinstate the text messages you were sending me during this stretch of games?
Overall, I was ranting.
Yeah, you were.
I was ranting because I'm like, from the last thing that I remember, we were like 8 or 9 or 58 with runners in scoring position. And I'm thinking to myself, like, can this offense catch a break for once? Altuve is doing all that he can. Hell, the man was at least at one point leading the league in batting average, for God's sake. Bregman need to stop popping up so much. I understand. People want to say, why doesn't he be more aggressive? Guess what? At least he's making contact. He's not striking out.
Yeah,
making contact and
no. Making contact to pop-ups and line outs.
And double plays.
Well, there you go.
Jordan, and then all of a sudden, just to, keep I will rip everybody for sure. I'll be honest. I love Yainer Diaz. I love him very much. I think he's one, to be honest, it's the year of the catcher.
It is.
All catchers are hitting.
They are
this year.
They are,
including him.
Yeah. If you look all across the board, all of the catchers are doing phenomenal at the plate.
Besides,
majority of them at least.
Besides, Salvador Perez I think is at the top of MVP conversation, for God's sake, again.
Yeah, he was hitting the ball against us like nothing.
Which we'll get to later. Yeah, but this the one thing I gotta say about Yainer, in which I'm not ripping him, but I'm holding him accountable. When you're a young phenom in this league, basically, especially as a catcher, the hitting is always going to be impressive with me. But the real thing that matters with me is what you call behind the plate, or better yet, the communication between pitcher and catcher. Because to be honest, I ask myself, what have they been communicating during those losses and getting swept? 3-4 times, right?
Yeah.
3 to 4 times during that stretch, in which I asked myself, what are you communicating and what is not being executed? That's really it. That's the main thing I just want to hold Yainer, hold him accountable for, because you're in the big boy seat of control of being the quarterback of this team. You gotta call the play and you gotta execute. That's it.
I know a catcher that can, get some good play calling, pitch wise. Unfortunately, his bat isn't as good as it used to be, but hey, he was here for a long time. Won a World Series with us.
Oh, Lord.
Multiple ALCSs. But hey,
facts. But at the same time, that was the
what's in the past is in the past, and it's gonna stay in the past. But it's good to recollect and reminisce.
And then at the same time, I'll be honest. Where's the leadership?
Where is the leadership? Who runs this team?
And we understand. We just referenced the man that was here, that used to be here. Actually, that was the voice of the locker room. Now I'm questioning myself. Where is that voice going to come from? And we already know. Is it Altuve? To be honest, hell no, because he leads by example. All due respect.
Yeah.
Bregman.
He's too worried about his sponsorship deal in HEB for Breggy Bomb.
Don't worry about the salsa, because apparently the salsa isn't hot at the point.
Jordan is as quiet as a mouse. The man doesn't speak English, so good luck with that for the Anglos that are in the locker room.
Another man that leads by example.
Who else are we missing? Jose Abreu? Yeah.
Kyle Tucker. Tucker is Tucker.
Tucker's gonna probably leave. He's gonna leave right now. That at the rate that he's playing defensively, it's cool. But
the offense, the bat is there
a little bit.
He's not starting slow,
but it's not as how it used to be. He's just like everybody else in that slump, and he really wants that contract. Yeah, well, either put up or shut up. Literally. Who else are we missing? Chas McCormick? Oh, dude, come on. He ain't. All right, let's be honest. Mauricio Dubon, that man's either coming off the bench or he's starting, which I believe he should start. But that's another conversation for another day.
Start him at first base.
Wow. Okay.
You really want to show his versatility? Start him at first base.
Okay. We'll get into that here in a second. Who else? Jake Myers? That's probably been the only person that's been worth a damn, if we're being honest here.
Yeah, being shifted in and out of the lineup and then putting in run scenario situations, pinch runner situations.
And producing. He's producing at the plate.
Yes, he's producing at the plate. I just need to see him more, just be consistent. That's all I care about.
Jeremy Pena.
I'll be honest with you. I missed the way since you say Jeremy Pena really has actually been doing damage at the bottom of the lineup, in which I feel like you should go back to the old lineup.
And now he's back in like the mid-range, mid
at
lineup.
The second.
No.
He's in the
he's like
Clem spot
4 or 5.
Okay. Because I understand the original plan of what that was supposed to be. Produce some, get some production at the bottom of the lineup, which has always been the problem, because you always need at least 5 to 6, or even 7 good hitters, and let the weak link, be the weak link and figure something out.
He needs to worry about his plate appearances and not his roster that he has of females that he has around the Houston area. I was gonna say some other word, but you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say it. He needs to stop. He needs to stop worrying about his hoes that he has out here and worry about the damn plate.
Stros over hoes.
I was gonna say something else, but I'm
we're not
I'm trying to keep it PG, son. Like
Stros before hoes.
Well, yeah.
Like the shirt says.
I like that. Do I blame Joe Espada at all? I blame a tiny part of it on him for mismanaging the bullpen.
But let's be real. But
you can only do so much with what you have. Injuries do play a factor. We've seen this movie before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, for God's sakes, a majority of our starting roster is
injured.
Yeah.
That's really the problem.
Let me ask you a question. Speaking of injured and starting pitchers, where the hell is Lance McCullers Jr.?
I have not heard no recent reports. The last thing I remember, he was supposed to soon be having his rehab session. Him and Luis Garcia. But I've been hearing more stuff about Luis Garcia and Urquidy more than I've heard about Lance.
Yeah.
Because last thing I remember, based on reports from Brian McTaggart and Chandler Rome, is that they were actually throwing off a bump, and I mean not the hit, not the mound. They were actually throwing off little small objects in which having their catching sessions and everything. And so I don't know. I ain't got nothing too much to say about Lance, to be honest with you.
Last thing was on the Chronicle, January 31st, 2024. This was Chron, not the Chronicle. This is by Leah Van of the Chron, not Chronicle, as I should say. The last thing that pops up with his name is Astros right-hander Lance McCullers Jr. expects to pitch this summer. That's it. It says Houston Astros right-hander Lance McCullers Jr. has battled injuries for much of his career, but Tuesday night at the Houston Sports Awards, he seemed optimistic about the upcoming season. He said, quote, "We're almost 2 months into catch and play, and it's going really well. I'm at a really good point in rehab where I feel very confident in what we're doing and how we're progressing, and I'm looking forward to coming back." McCullers had surgery to repair his flexor tendon and removed a bone spur last June, which benched him for the remainder of the 2023 season. Well, there you go.
Basically feels like another 2 years of baseball gone.
Yeah.
In other words, you're in the Nate Eovaldi seat.
Lance said, quote, "I know it's never a really good thing to put dates on things, but I would like to be back or be really close to being back by July.
How many more times are you going to say that? Every time we hear something about, let's start here. I know I'm the biggest Lance McCullers, of the club. Basically, I'm really the biggest fan, Wolfman Lance. But come on, man, when is stuff? I know injuries are a part of the game, but what are you doing to maintain the health of your body, and what training do you need to cut out, and what new training do you need to put in to help your career last even longer at this point?
I'm not lying. If we had a healthy Lance, we'd be dirty.
To be honest, yes. I feel like we would probably be a lot more close to another World Series last year, or hell, even some of the other years, especially 2021. Because I felt like...
Yeah, because that series against the White Sox, he that's where he injured himself again.
He pitched his ass off. And, well, let's be real here. Dusty Baker wanted to get the series over with, so he was like, let's just throw him out there on 4 days rest. But on 4 days rest, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, no. As soon as I heard that, I was just like, oh, no. I said, this is bad. It's going to be good. It was good. But it was bad at the same time.
I will never forget our coverage of the 2021 ALDS.
The apology. Yeah, the apology.
Okay.
But yes, but all in all, I just want Lance to be in a right state of mind physically as well as mentally. Because I feel like, I'll go ahead and say it, I feel like he's always been our Achilles heel to any time when it comes to our pitching, and we just need some special heroics. I always want him to be the guy to save the day.
How about this? Stop worrying about your coffee shops in Minute Maid Park and in Toyota Center, and let's get to pitching. This team needs help. It has the talent. It needs help. God can't help us no more.
As in Verlander. I hope you mean Verlander.
No.
Oh, I'm wondering what you reference.
The man above cannot help us anymore. He's doing everything he can.
The baseball guys, yeah. Yeah, of course.
What is going on? Now people aren't going to pop out to Minute Maid Park. But imagine this, Court. Let me put this in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine having to go out of the United States to face one of the most...
Let's be real. The one of the worst teams in baseball for the last few years.
One of the most dysfunctional teams in baseball.
And one of the worst fan bases, I can say.
And you go and whip them all over Mexico City.
And I'll be honest, I felt like that was a relief.
How? That's one of the worst teams in the MLB. How can you get some relief?
You got to start somewhere, man.
Those are irrelevant wins.
You got to start somewhere.
Irrelevant.
You got to start somewhere.
Two irrelevant teams going off overseas. Not overseas, but you get what I'm saying.
I'll say it again.
Over the river.
You got to start somewhere. You can cry me a river all you want, but still. Look, Marv. Look. If we're gonna
the best AAA team could probably beat the Rockies.
That's a good one. You got a point on that one.
So you're saying that we're as equivalent as a AAA team? How we're playing and blowing leads left and right?
I'll say playing more like a little league team that's just now learning the game. But all in all, just to have a fact check.
The Deer Park High School and LaPorte High School varsity baseball team can probably beat up on the Rockies.
Oh man, let's get to the I'm not going. Look, we can go back and forth on this all in all and roast our team for what it is, because guess what? The bottom line is people really don't understand the fact of what we're really going through, because we've been spoiled for the last 7 years basically. Let's just be honest. But at the same time, real Astro fans know what this feels like. 2016.
Yes, I'm getting it all over again. Injuries left and right,
and then eventually got on track. Still finished above 500, but missed the playoffs. I want that story to be rewritten.
But except making the playoffs and not missing it.
That's the point. I want the story to be rewritten. Make 500. But make the playoffs. That's all I care about at this point. But really, to be honest with you, I want us to get the division too. And you want to know the reason why I say that, Mar? Is because let me just ask you these questions, okay?
Hit me with it.
Do you know the Seattle Mariners record?
I do not.
16-13. How you doing? Texas Rangers 15-14. How you doing? Athletics 13-17. How you doing? Angels 11-18. That hype train's gonna die. How you doing? The Astros 9-19.
We haven't even hit double-digit wins yet.
That's gonna start tonight. So my main point of this is the division is really not out of reach.
No, it really isn't. What was the Rangers' record again?
15-14. The AL West sucks this season. It's not off to the same hot start like it always is.
Where have I seen this before?
The last 7 years.
Which American League division was god awful?
I mean, hell, the NL West is not even that good this season.
Dude, it's the NL West.
But think about it. Usually the Dodgers would already be like, I don't know, 10 games ahead of the division already. They're not even, I don't even think they even 10. Let me see this. Yeah, hold on. Yes, they're not even 10 games ahead in their division. They're 4 games up on the Giants, bro.
So who's the best team in the league right now? Let me ask you that, record-wise.
Right now, the Guardians.
Really? And who do the Astros play against tonight?
The Guardians.
Oh, really? For 3 games. And you're saying that everything can turn? Yeah. The best team in the league is going to come in here and give Master Lock Slap to Astros at Grand Minute Park.
To be honest with you.
Plus, me and my woman will be at the game tomorrow.
But remember, when it comes to Cleveland, we always play Cleveland close.
What's the record?
They're 19-9. 19-9.
So let me get this straight. A team that has our record but flipped is coming into Minute Maid Park tonight to face the Astros, who has the same record as them but flipped.
A team that does not have Shane Bieber for the rest of the year due to Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, and how's that going for the Guardians?
They always find pitching. That's a pitching system there.
Well, there you go.
And let's be real here. You don't really have to rely on power, too much of power with the Cleveland Guardians, because they're more fundamental based anyway. They put the ball in play, which is what the Astros have been struggling as of doing. Plus, when runners on score, and besides, you don't even expect sometimes expect a high scoring game from them or between us and them, because it always comes down to pitching every single time, and you know this.
Listen, I'm ready for us to go back to our winning ways. This is very embarrassing. This is not grand.
I got 4 words for that. The streak is coming.
Okay.
The streak is coming.
Okay.
The division is not out of reach.
It's not.
It's really not, because the AL West really sucks this season. Because you really think the Angels are going to catch fire and try to win the division?
With who?
Hell no.
With who?
Don't get me wrong, they got a better roster and stuff like that this season, but still, it's the Angels. The hype train always
They do not have a better roster than the Astros.
I know, that's the point. The hype train always starts in the beginning, then it starts falling off the track. Look at the A's. The A's are winning right now, but guess what? They're going to soon be starting to
die down?
They're going to soon start to die down and then start to tank to try to get the number 1 pick.
Okay.
Or the Rockies, who knows. But still, it's the A's. We already know how that goes.
Next.
The Rangers. The pitching is we knew it last season. The pitching was
They gave us Master Lock Slap here at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, because let's be real here. I still give Bruce Bochy that championship more than that team, although I meant
this past year. I mean, not this past year. Earlier this season.
Yeah, at the same time, we threw out some, I'll be honest, we took whipping. We took whippings there, but at the same time, we still tied that shit.
I think we beat them over there, too.
They took 2, we took 2.
And then they faced us over here, and then they beat us.
Mm-hmm. Because we already know. We already know who the real daddy is in this division. So.
Really? Yeah, and it looks like Papa's taking one big slumber down in last place.
And soon he will rise up again.
Yeah.
The season's not gone, Mar. I'm just telling you right now.
Actually, we beat the Rangers.
Yeah.
In the series over here.
Mm-hmm.
We beat them 2-1.
Yeah, and we still they daddy.
Yeah, I forgot. So let's recap. We came off of a sweep from the ATL, the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
Winnable games, but then everything just...
I'll be honest, during that stretch, I believe we gave up 9 runs.
12.
No, I'm saying it was like 9 runs in the 8th when it came to the 8th inning.
17 runs. 17 runs were given up
in the 8th inning or more
over that 3-game stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Because look at these scores: 1-6, 2-6, 4-5. Come on.
To be honest, all those Braves games were winnable.
That's what I just said. Very winnable.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had an off day. We went over to the nation's capital, the Nationals.
They're not going to be a joke soon anymore.
5-3 win.
Keep going.
5-3 win. 4-5 loss. 0-6 shutout loss against the Nationals. Hunter Brown, what is your problem at the moment? Next, Off day, we go to Grand Wrigley Field, swept 2-7, 3-4, 1-3.
And those games were winnable too. You just gave it up in the later inning.
Yeah, they were. They were. And they were winnable games. They were.
The one thing that I can see that stood out is the fact that when JP France had the Stash that gave up those 5 runs in the early inning, for some odd reason, he just showed the will of not giving up and not being pulled so early. It's like he maintained everything and still had, I think, 3 to 4 shutout innings. Got through 5 innings actually.
Yeah, he bounced back. I mean, that's all you can do in these types of situations.
That to me, that's just showing heart.
Yeah.
You know, that's showing heart right there. And the freaking offense couldn't even get a run.
Well, you know, it's Wrigley Field. What can I say? Lots of history has been made there.
Don't get me started.
I'm not going to get you started. Then we go to Mexico City for 2 games, and we ended up giving Master Lock slap to Colorado Rockies.
The offense finally woke up like the Undertaker, for God's sake.
Rose from the ground up to beat the Rockies. Again, one of the most irrelevant teams.
But it's a start for everything.
Oh, my gosh. Imagine leaving the country to go win a ball game. 2 of them, to be exact.
The team that we always, own all the time. Basically.
That makes me really upset.
At the same time, though, I'll be honest, it sure was good seeing Fromber back.
Yeah, and Ronald Blanco did his thing as well.
Hey, I'll be honest. I know it's real early to be in the Cy Young conversation right now, but should Ronald Blanco be in consideration? And I'm not saying finalist. I said be in consideration because I feel like what he's doing is
it's pretty impressive.
It
is. And I know now it's only April.
Yeah, it's early in the season, and I know anything can happen. But I just feel like with Garrett Cole out of the picture, I'm just listen to what I'm saying. With Garrett Cole out of the picture, the AL Cy Young is basically an open field. Oh my God! You really just shoved my point to the side. Do you even get what I'm saying?
The name. Houston made him. Just saying. Here's your outlook.
Of course, we made him. Yeah.
How'd that go from? Yeah. Been there, done that. Here's what these next couple games are gonna be looking like. Cleveland's in town. Seattle's going to be in town as well. This is going to be the first time we see them this whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Off day on the 6th of May the 6th. Then we got a 6-game road trip. The Yankees and the Detroit Tigers. I was about to say Lions for some reason, but Tigers. Then, no off day. Oakland.
Wrong, big cat.
Oakland comes in for 4 games. Then we got the Brewers coming into Houston, and then the Los Angeles Angels will come here on the from the 20th to the 22nd. Then an off day on the 23rd. On that Thursday. So a bunch of teams we're going to see for the first time this season. Tigers, A's, Brewers.
Basically, most of that schedule is full of division rivalry games.
Yeah, and then the Angels. This is going to be interesting.
I'm not going to
listen. If the Yankees can sweep us here, imagine what they're going to do on their home turf. Not saying we're going to get swept, but hey.
But that's what I say. Anytime if we split or get swept at home somehow by the Yankees, we always find some sort of way to show up in the place that we also call home.
That series against Detroit's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, because the Detroit Tigers really aren't playing no games with anybody this season.
Yeah, exactly.
So, AJ Hinch is basically on a I'll be honest, revenge tour.
God only knows how that's going to go. Oakland, that's like a 50-50.
Depending on what the offense does.
And then Milwaukee.
By the way, shout out Mason Miller, who might be traded in the next few years. Actually,
Milwaukee. God knows how that. I mean, well,
the Brewers been playing very well this season, though.
Yeah.
Although I still have
and then the Angels.
I'll be honest. Although personally, I did have the Cubs win the division this season.
Yeah, same here. And then the Angels, the hype train.
The check that they can't cash.
God only knows how this is gonna go. I'm being honest. After these 2 home series against the Guardians and the Mariners, Lord knows how this is gonna happen.
And how many times we play the Mariners? 4 times, right?
I believe so. 2 over here and twice over there.
No, I thought they were all at home.
No, we go over there.
Oh yeah, we eventually go over there. Yeah,
we go over there. They're in the division, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm looking at the schedule right now. Give me one second.
I'm just
okay. We go to Seattle July 19th through the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it? We only faced them 3 times?
It's probably later in the year. If you think
No, that was back in July. No, yeah, here it is. May 28th through the 30th, we go against Seattle. We go over there.
Oh, okay. We go over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they come.
Depending on who's. Okay.
They come here this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Then we go over there at the end of the month. Then we don't face them. We don't face them. We don't face them. July, we don't face them.
Cause we now.
Yeah, but July we face them.
Yeah.
And then let me see. No, that's it.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, first game, guess who's on the mound?
When it's a 4-game series against, it's 27th to the 30th, and at the end of the month, 4-game series against Seattle.
And guess who's going to be on the mound for the first time? And guess who we got to face first? You got to get George Kirby against Ronel Blanco, which is a hell of a matchup. The numbers based on the statistics. George Kirby is 3-2 with a 4.18 ERA with a 1.11 WHIP with 32.1 innings pitched, 38 strikeouts, and also 4 walks. Obviously, the man is basically learned to basically not, he strikes out a lot of guys, but gives up runs. That's the thing. Key ring gives up runs. Obviously, Ronel Blanco is living this, magical 30-year-old season so far. 3-0, 1.65 ERA, 0.92 WHIP, 32.2 innings, and 32.2 innings pitched with 30 strikeouts and 14 walks.
There you go.
Main thing I gotta say is limit the walks.
Limit the walks and
with this whole team.
Limit the walks and put the damn ball in play. That's all you gotta do. Get runners across the plate. Because in order to win ball games, you got to get runners across home plate.
I got it. Limit the walks and let the bats talk.
And how about, Jose Abreu, get your stuff together in West Palm Beach and then get back up here and get back to the All-Star we all know and love.
And by the way, just to go back off of that, I actually read this off of, for people who don't know, is that the Astros, Dana Brown, and Jose Abreu decide to ship him to West Palm Beach in order to get his bat speed and his approach back up to standard, in which I'm just going to paraphrase from what Chandler Rome had posted on X, is that Jose Abreu was actually all on board with this process in order for the betterment of the team. And if I say that's the most unselfish thing I've heard of Jose Abreu, then so be it, because I just really feel like the man is in a hole.
I don't know.
By the way, speaking of guys that we add to the roster, welcome to the show, Joey Loperfido.
Yeah, got called up from AAA Space Sugarland Space Cowboys, making his game debut. We'll see him tomorrow.
And yes, and indeed, but the main thing is that I'll just go ahead and say this and get it out the way. I don't really expect too much out of him.
That's fine. Get your feet wet.
But really, the only type of playing time I see him going, only because he's going to get this major playing time, is because Chaz is hurt.
Why not bring up Corey Julks? He has probably the most experience right now.
More pull.
Yeah. Hensley, I'd give it to Julks.
Yeah, but remember, we also brought up, I think Kessinger is also on the roster, too.
What is Gage Kessinger doing better than Corey Julks?
I can't even tell.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Anything else you want to say about the Astros before we move on from this episode?
Main thing I can say is that I already understand the stuff that comes with Joey Loperfido is the fact that he's either a homer or a strikeout away, basically. Basically, his main reputation is that he has hit 13 home runs down there in minor leagues, actually, but also he does strike out a lot.
There you go.
Which isn't, to be honest, but with over a 700 plus OPS, actually. So, so it's like there's some good and there's some bad in that, because remember at one point when Jeff Lunau had basically brought up guys that were just basically hitters, when we had Kobe Osmus and Carlos Gomez and all of them, they was either strikeout guys or they gonna hit a homer.
Yep.
It did plan out, but it also bit us in the end.
It did.
Loperfido just needs to find a way. All I can say for him is just find your way on this team. Understand the approach and be a benefactor. Be a benefactor and not a cancer.
That's the last thing the Astros need, is a cancer. Well, this has been SCST Astros. I'm Marco Alvarado.
I'm Corben Carter-Dixon.
And we'll see y'all in the next episode. PWP loading, ladies and gentlemen. PWP loading. Cannot wait. Tune in.
Peace, y'all.
We out.